We've just arrived at the Nipozzano estate, one of 7 estates of the Frescobaldi family, situated in Chianti Rufina. My name is Linda.
My name is Alberto.
We're the owners of Italy Customized, a local tour operator in Florence.
Now we are going to explore this wonderful property. Let's go.
So on the Nipozzano estate, 2,300 acres of land, olive trees and vineyards. This is what makes the area so particular because we're in the Chianti Rufina zone, but we have French varietals that have been growing here for almost 100 years. Petit Verdot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and then our local grape varietal, Sangiovese. And this is the grape varietal that we require for a Chianti wine. So the Mormoretto wine is Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Petit Verdot, and Merlot. So this is a full-bodied tannic wine. It's an IGT, full-bodied ruby red color, is perfect with a good Florentine beef steak. Then we have our Montesodi, which is 100% Sangiovese. It's perfect with a good ragu sauce. So our pappardelle, the long, flat tagliatelle, the thick wild boar tomato-based sauce would be perfect with the Montesodi. And here we can see the beautiful color of the Montesodi grape, this ruby red color. And the star of the show, even though these are the always rated as top wines in the Wine Spectator, the Nipozzano traditional Chianti Rufina is the one that is always in the top 100 of Wine Spectator. It's such a perfect start for an aperitif or an antipasto. You could see actually the plate that has been prepared for us, that is this classic flavors. We know the bruschetta, but in Tuscany, we actually, typically the bruschetta is with seasonal vegetables. We call them crostini. What we call a cavolo nero, which is like a chard or a kale, a classic cavolo, cabbage, and the delicious extra virgin olive oil that is going to taste perfect with the Nipozzano wine. So, firstly, we'd serve the Nipozzano to start the evening. Then secondly, we're going to have our pasta with the delicious 100% Sangiovese Montesodi. And then we're going to move on to the steak with the Mormoretto. And speaking of extra virgin olive oil, so Laudemio was invented here by Bona Frescobaldi in the early 90s. Back then, in the early 90s, typically olive oil that you would have on your table would be coming from a very large stainless steel container that you would pour into a little glass bottle. So this is kind of the first time that we can see a glass bottle that almost looks like a perfume. And that was the whole idea of the design, was to beautify the idea of extra virgin olive oil. The grape varietals and the olive varietals complement the food that grows region to region. And so typically what we do is we drizzle the extra virgin olive oil onto our bread and we taste this beautiful flavor. Strong, peppery flavor, perfect with the Sangiovese. So when we taste our wine, we want to smell, we want to look at the color, and then when we taste, we're going to smooth this wine over the palate. So we're going to taste all of the different flavors of the wine. So on our palate, we can taste bitter, sweet, sapid. We can taste all of these beautiful flavors. Now, we are the biggest producer of wine in the world in Italy, and we drink a lot of wine, but we actually always drink our wine with food. And that's why you never will see in a wine bar, at a restaurant, even at home, Italians always are serving wine on their large tables, welcoming friends and family, always with food.
Alessandro, so what do you usually prepare for the clients that come to Nipozzano?
Normally we use only the product that we can produce in our garden and in the season. So we produce only the seasonal vegetables. Also we have the cow, we have the chicken, we grow up the animals. So we use only the food that the farm can produce.
Per lei è importante che le persone capiscono proprio la tradizione della cucina toscana, quindi immagino che voi cucinate le cose proprio per la stagione anche.
Esattamente, utilizzando fra l'altro i nostri prodotti dell'orto, i nostri animali, abbiamo le mucche, abbiamo i maiali, quindi si cerca sempre comunque di rimanere nella tradizione, però dando anche dei prodotti nostri, proprio dell'azienda.
Talking to the chefs of Frescobaldi in the Nipozzano estate, they talk about their products with so much love and passion. Alessandro makes his own bread, the grain that is actually coming from one of the estates of the Frescobaldi. All the products that you see here are coming from this estate, what is now in season. Even the olives that we're tasting are coming from the olive trees at Nipozzano. So it's 0 kilometre, and how they explain that when you come to have lunch here or come to see them and they cook for you, it's not like being in a restaurant. You have to feel like you're at home. You're in a farmhouse and friends are welcoming you. So, Alberto, let's try this. Like Alessandro also explained, many of these products have been around since the Middle Ages. And I'm sure that even your nonna
Absolutely.
or your mom...
Absolutely. I can see even right now when my nonna speak about food, how she would like to make something for me. Of course, she's 94, so she's not anymore, able to do lots of stuff. But food is what brings something more for us to the people, no?
It brings the tradition, the flavors, the understanding, the culture, it all comes together. Cheers, guys.
Ciancini, salute.
Symbol of the Tuscan landscape, the cypress trees, and we saw the cypress trees as we were coming up to the estate. The cypress trees are a symbol of nobility in Tuscany. So here we can see the fortification of Nipozzano. This was actually what we call a borgo, a little hamlet, and it was an area that was looking in on Florence. Okay, so today what we have is the private cellars of the Frescobaldi, and the actual hamlet, the little town, has rooms where you could actually stay. Frescobaldi has 7 wine estates, and this is one of them. But actually at the wine store, we can see a selection of wine from all of the different estates. Here we can see the Pomino Bianco and the Beneficio that is coming from the smallest DOCG in Italy. Here we can see more of a traditional Chianti estate called Castiglioni, which is actually in the Chianti Classico area. On the estate of Pomino, where they produce the Pomino Bianco and the Beneficio, they also have the Leonea, which is a sparkling wine, particular for Tuscany. Typically our sparkling wines are produced in the area of Lombardy or Veneto and Trento, so further in the north. So this is really something particular that is actually produced on the estate of Pomino, called Leonea. And here we can see also a wonderful Brunello. Brunello is situated 20 kilometers south, 6 miles south of Siena, and it's where we grow the Sangiovese Grosso. And in the area of Brunello, we have Castel Giocondo.